Your drone is climbing. The view is incredible. Then suddenly, the screen goes black. Signal lost, battery critical, and you watch your $1,500 investment plummet into a lake. Last year, pilots filed over 43,000 insurance claims for crashed drones. The average claim value? $2,300. And here's the kicker. 92% of those crashes were completely preventable. I'm talking about simple mistakes, rookie errors, the kind of blunders that experienced pilots shake their heads at because they're so obviously avoidable. In the next 15 minutes, I'm breaking down the 5 most common rookie disasters that destroyed more drones in 2025 than all other causes combined. The compass catastrophe that causes flyaways, the battery betrayal that drops drones from the sky, the obstacle oblivion that ends in tree crashes, the weather wildcard that grounds careers, and the knowledge gap that brings FAA fines. You'll see real crash footage, understand exactly why these disasters happen, and learn the specific prevention strategies that separate professionals from amateurs. If you just bought a drone, or you're thinking about starting a drone business, this video could save you thousands of dollars. Let's start with the #1 cause of lost drones. Disaster #1 is responsible for more flyaways than any other single cause. It's called compass interference, and it happens when your drone's internal compass gets confused about which direction is north. Here's what happens. You power up your drone near a metal structure, maybe a car, maybe a building with rebar, maybe even reinforced concrete. Your drone's compass calibrates incorrectly. You take off, and within seconds, the drone starts flying in completely random directions. You're pulling back on the stick to bring it toward you, but the drone is flying sideways or even away from you. The GPS thinks it's correcting for wind, but it's actually making things worse. Within 30 seconds, your drone is out of visual range, and you have no idea where it went. I know a pilot who lost a Mavic 3 Pro on his 3rd flight ever. He powered up on a metal parking garage roof. The compass calibrated wrong. The drone flew away at full speed and crashed 2 miles away in someone's backyard. Total loss, $2,500 gone. Here's exactly how to prevent this disaster. Rule 1, always calibrate your compass in an open area away from metal structures. I'm talking at least 50 feet from cars, buildings, fences, or anything with metal or concrete. Rule 2, if you get a compass error warning, do not take off. Power down. Move to a different location at least 100 feet away. Recalibrate. Only then attempt flight. Rule 3, if your drone starts acting erratically during flight, do not try to fly it back manually. Immediately engage return to home. The GPS will bring it back on a straight path, which is safer than your panicked stick movements. Here's the proper calibration sequence. Hold your drone horizontally. Rotate 360 degrees slowly. You should see a green light or confirmation, then hold it vertically. Rotate 360 degrees again. Green confirmation. Only then are you safe to fly. And here's the critical part. Recalibrate every time you fly in a new location. Every time. I don't care if you just calibrated an hour ago 5 miles away. New location equals new calibration. Disaster #2 kills more drones than birds, wind, and bad weather combined. It's called battery mismanagement, and it happens when pilots ignore the warning signs until it's too late. Here's the psychology of battery disasters. You're flying. You're getting incredible footage. You've got 12% battery left. The drone beeps. You think, I've got time for one more shot. Then 9%. Just finishing this panorama. Then 6%. Almost done. Then critical battery warning. The drone initiates emergency landing. Right now, wherever it happens to be. And wherever it happens to be is usually a tree, a building, or water. Battery-related crashes account for 31% of all drone losses. And the average remaining battery percentage when pilots realize they're in trouble? 4%. That's about 45 seconds of flight time. Not enough to get home. I consulted with a wedding videographer who lost a Mini 4 Pro during a ceremony because he was trying to capture the vows. Battery hit critical during the kiss. Emergency landing activated. The drone descended directly into the wedding cake. Destroyed drone, destroyed cake. Very angry bride. Here's the prevention protocol. Rule 1, the 30-30 rule. When your battery hits 30%, you start heading home. No exceptions, no, just one more shot. 30% is your return to home trigger. Rule 2, account for wind. If you flew out with a tailwind, you're flying back against a headwind. That headwind can double your battery consumption on the return trip. Always reserve extra battery for adverse return conditions. Rule 3, monitor battery health, not just charge percentage. Batteries degrade over time. A degraded battery might show 50% charge, but only have 30% actual capacity. Check your battery health statistics in your app before every flight. Here's how to check battery health. Open your drone app, go to battery settings, look for charge cycles and cell voltage. If any cell shows significantly lower voltage than others, that battery is compromised. If you've got over 200 charge cycles, that battery has degraded capacity. Plan accordingly. Rule 4, set custom battery warnings. Most drones default to 20% for low battery warning. Change that to 35%. Give yourself a larger safety margin than the manufacturer thinks you need. And here's the rule that saves the most drones. Never, under any circumstances, disable automatic return to home on low battery. I don't care how confident you are. That feature exists to save your drone from your bad decisions. Disaster number 3 is the most embarrassing because it's entirely predictable. It's called spatial awareness failure, and it happens when pilots lose track of where their drone is relative to obstacles. Here's the classic scenario. You're focused on your screen. The footage looks amazing. You're flying backward to get a reveal shot. You're watching the subject on screen, not the drone in the air. Then suddenly, impact. Your drone just flew backward into a tree you didn't see. Or here's the other version. You're in sport mode because you want fast, dynamic footage. You're flying at 40 miles per hour. You see an obstacle ahead. You pull back on the stick. But at 40 miles per hour, your stopping distance is over 100 feet. You don't have 100 feet. Crash. The statistics are brutal. Obstacle collisions account for 27% of all crashes. The most common obstacles? Trees at 38%, buildings at 23%, power lines at 19%, and the rest is a mix of things pilots swear they didn't see. I know a real estate pilot who flew a Mavic 3 through a property. Beautiful house, gorgeous yard. He was getting the perfect ascending shot, didn't notice the power line. The drone climbed right into it, 15 feet from perfect footage. Sparks flew, drone fell, total loss. But here's what makes this disaster preventable. It's not bad luck, it's bad technique. Prevention rule 1, the 5-second scan. Every 5 seconds, take your eyes off the screen and look at your actual drone. Screen, drone, screen, drone. This rhythm keeps you spatially aware. Prevention rule 2, plan your flight path before takeoff. Walk the property if possible. Identify obstacles. Note power lines, which are nearly invisible from a distance. Know where the danger zones are before you launch. Prevention rule 3, use obstacle avoidance, but don't trust it completely. Obstacle sensors work great for solid objects like walls and trees. They don't work well for thin objects like power lines, branches, or chain link fences. Treat obstacle avoidance as a backup, not a primary safety system. Here's a critical fact about obstacle avoidance that rookie pilots don't understand. Most drones only have forward and downward sensors. Some have backward sensors. Almost none have side sensors. That means if you're flying sideways or diagonally, you have minimal or zero obstacle protection. Prevention rule 4, slower is safer. I know sport mode is tempting. 40 miles per hour feels incredible. But your reaction time at 40 miles per hour is measured in fractions of a second. At 15 miles per hour in normal mode, you have time to see, process, and react. Save sport mode for wide open spaces where obstacles are impossible. Prevention rule 5, establish visual reference points. Before you fly backward or sideways, note the position of obstacles relative to your drone. The tree is to my left. The building is behind me. Power lines are at 2 o'clock. Verbally noting these positions keeps them in your awareness. And here's the ultimate prevention technique. Practice without recording. Do a slow reconnaissance flight first. Map the obstacles, plan your shots, then land, review the area, and do your real shooting flight. The two-flight approach eliminates 90% of collision risks. Disaster number 4 ends careers before they start. It's called weather overconfidence, and it happens when pilots think they can handle conditions their drone absolutely cannot. Here's the truth about weather and drones. Your drone is not tougher than you think. It's more fragile than you imagine. Most consumer drones have a maximum wind resistance of about 20 to 25 miles per hour. That's the wind speed at which the drone can maintain position. But here's what rookies don't understand. Wind speed at ground level is not the same as wind speed at 300 feet. Wind typically increases 15 to 30% with altitude. So if you've got 15 mile per hour winds on the ground, you might be facing 22 mile per hour winds at altitude. Your drone that feels stable at takeoff becomes unstable and hard to control higher up. And here's the disaster scenario. You fly upwind, battery seems fine. Then you turn around to come back. Now you're fighting a headwind. Your drone is using maximum power just to make forward progress. Battery drains at triple the normal rate. What you thought was enough battery to return isn't. The drone ends up in forced landing mode far from home. I know a commercial pilot who lost an Air 3 during a real estate shoot because he ignored wind forecasts. Ground wind was 12 miles per hour, seemed manageable. At 250 feet, wind was 28 miles per hour. The drone made almost no forward progress flying back. Battery died 3 blocks away from him, landed in someone's pool. Prevention Rule 1, check weather obsessively, not just the general forecast. Use aviation weather apps like UAV Forecast or Hover. These apps give you specific wind speed, wind gusts, and KP index, which affects GPS reliability. Prevention Rule 2, the half-distance rule. Whatever your maximum range is, only fly out to half that distance in windy conditions. If your drone can fly 2 miles on a battery, only go out 1 mile when it's windy. The return trip will use significantly more power. Prevention Rule 3, watch cloud movement, not just feel ground wind. Clouds show you the actual wind speed and direction at altitude. If clouds are moving fast, the wind at altitude is strong, regardless of what you feel on the ground. Prevention Rule 4, know the rain risk. A light drizzle will destroy most consumer drones. Water and electronics don't mix. If there's any chance of rain, don't fly. And if you're already flying and rain starts, land immediately. Don't try to fly home. Land now in the safest spot you can find and retrieve the drone later. Here's the temperature issue nobody talks about. Battery performance degrades significantly in cold weather. Below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, your battery capacity drops by 20 to 30%. That 15-minute flight time becomes 10 minutes. Account for this. And the heat issue. Above 95 degrees, battery cells can overheat during aggressive flying. Overheating triggers emergency landing. I've seen drones auto-land in the middle of nowhere because pilots pushed hard in hot weather. The weather prevention formula: if wind speed at ground level is over 15 miles per hour, don't fly. If temperature is below 40 or above 95 degrees, reduce flight time by 30%. If there's any precipitation in the forecast within 2 hours, cancel the flight. Disaster number 5 destroys businesses, not just drones. It's called regulatory ignorance, and it happens when pilots have no idea they're breaking federal law until the FAA shows up with a citation. Here's the reality check. Flying a drone isn't like riding a bike. You can't just buy one and go. There are federal regulations, airspace restrictions, and certification requirements. And I didn't know is not a legal defense. Let me give you the most common legal disasters I see. Legal disaster 1, flying in controlled airspace without authorization. If you're within 5 miles of an airport, you're in controlled airspace. You need LAANC authorization before you fly. But rookies don't know what LAANC is, so they just fly anyway. The FAA tracks these flights. They know when unauthorized drones are operating near airports. The fine for unauthorized operations in controlled airspace starts at $11,000 and goes up to $27,000. Legal disaster 2, flying without remote ID compliance. As of 2024, Every drone over 0.55 pounds must broadcast remote ID. Most drones manufactured after September 2023 have it built in. Older drones need an external module. Rookies buy used drones from 2021 or 2022. They have no remote ID. They fly anyway. The FAA has deployed remote ID receivers in major cities. They detect non-compliant flights. Average fine, $18,000. Legal Disaster 3, flying for commercial purposes without Part 107 certification. Here's the trap. You post your drone footage on YouTube. Your channel is monetized. Congratulations, you just engaged in commercial drone operations without a license. That's a federal violation. Or you help your realtor friend by shooting photos of their listing for free. That's still commercial operation under FAA rules because you're furthering a business purpose. Part 107 required. The fine for unlicensed commercial operations, $5,000 to $25,000. And you can be banned from ever getting a Part 107 license. Prevention Rule 1. Before you fly anywhere, check airspace using B4 UFLY or another FAA-approved app. This takes 30 seconds and prevents $1,000 fines. Prevention Rule 2. If you're flying commercially, get Part 107 certified. It's a 60-question test that costs $175. It's not optional, it's federal law. Prevention Rule 3. Verify your drone has remote ID compliance. Check the manufacturer's website. If your model needs an external module, buy an FAA-approved one. Don't fly without it. Prevention Rule 4. No temporary flight restrictions. Major events like sports games, presidential visits, and emergencies create temporary no-fly zones. These change constantly. Check NOTAMs before every flight. The knowledge gap isn't about being stupid. It's about not knowing what you don't know. The solution? Invest 2 hours in learning the basics. Watch FAA tutorial videos. Read the Part 107 study guide, even if you're flying recreationally. Join pilot communities and ask questions. Here's what separates pilots who crash drones from pilots who build careers. It's not skill. It's not expensive equipment. It's mindset. Professional pilots assume something will go wrong. They plan for failure. They have contingencies. They check and double check. They walk away from risky shots. Rookie pilots assume everything will be fine. They skip checks. They take unnecessary risks. They prioritize the shot over safety. Here's the professional pilot pre-flight protocol. Takes 5 minutes. Saves thousands of dollars. Check 1. Battery health, charge level, cell voltage, condition of contacts. Check 2. Propellers, cracks, chips or damage, secure attachment. Check 3. Firmware, controller, drone, and app all updated to the same version. Check 4. Airspace, LAANC authorization if needed. No temporary restrictions. Check 5. Weather, wind speed, precipitation, temperature, within safe parameters. Check 6. Environment, compass calibration location, identified obstacles, safe landing zones. Check 7. Remote ID, active and transmitting. Check. This 7-point check takes 5 minutes. It prevents 92% of rookie disasters. And here's the mindset shift that matters most. Every flight is a risk. Treat it that way. Don't get complacent just because you've had 50 successful flights. Flight 51 could be the disaster if you skip the checks. Look, I know this video was heavy on the disasters, but that's the point. I'd rather scare you into being careful than watch you lose a drone because nobody warned you. The pilots who succeed in this industry aren't fearless. They're careful. They're systematic. They respect the technology and the regulations, and they fly another day. If you're serious about building a drone business that lasts, you need more than flying skills. You need systems, checklists, and the knowledge to avoid disasters before they happen. The Drone Business Launch Pack includes the complete safety and compliance framework, pre-flight checklists, regulatory guides, risk management protocols, insurance requirements. Everything you need to operate professionally and safely. Link is in the description. Drop a comment below. What was your closest call or worst crash? Let's learn from each other's mistakes. If this video just saved your drone from a preventable disaster, hit that like button. Subscribe because next week I'm breaking down the insurance secrets that protect your business when things do go wrong. Remember, the best pilots aren't the ones who recover from crashes. They're the ones who never crash in the first place. Fly safe.